What's up, say gang? I'm back with another video, and today I'm be looking at projects we need in James Gunn DCU. I didn't even know James Gunn still runs DC. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. If I'm not mistaken, DC by James Gunn DCU. I think they talking about like movies. I don't think they talking about comics. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a couple things that we need to have in this actual DC universe. Because that Flashpoint, I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. I'm sorry, I liked it. You can have your own choice. I got my own choice. I liked it. From a big fan of Flashpoint, I probably watched it like 8-9 times. To be honest, the cartoon version or the animated, but the actual movie itself, it felt something different. Like I was expecting what I seen in the animation, but it was something completely different, which is really not bad. Really not that bad, and I think that's what they were aiming for. It's not make it where try to make it a little bit unpredictable in a way, just something new. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And for the latest Superman movie that's coming out, it don't look that bad either. We just gotta give it a chance. I hate how people just don't like giving things a chance nowadays. Like we see a trailer, oh my god, this movie's horrible. We just literally got a few clips to add up to like a minute out of a like 2-hour movie, and we were ready to an L movie already. So I'm a person that like to give chances, and I think that could actually do pretty good. But what we need right now is the Batman 2. That's what I'm looking forward to. Shit. Let's get straight into the video.
With the recent release of James Gunn's Creature Commandos animated series on HBO Max, we thought it would be the perfect time to discuss some
that's a new
projects
show?
that we would love to see get made in James Gunn's DCU.
Yeah, things that can expand the overall lore and storytelling
Aww.
of this universe. Creature Commandos obviously takes some kind of more obscure characters to kick things off, but I think it's all those kind of characters that aren't the big heavy hitters like, Superman and Batman that can really offer some interesting storytelling capabilities.
And that make it
Possibly.
a universe rather than just 7 of the most popular.
Ooh, we need a cyborg movie. I think we need a cyborg movie. That would actually do some shit. That would be like the DC universe Black Panther. On me. I'm so for real. As a black hero, I'm all for it. As a black hero, you'll run this shit. You'll run this shit. If we do a cyborg movie in 2026, we got our Black Panther. We got our Black Panther.
Being in the forefront,
Agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Thomas.
I'm Merlin.
Together we're the Comic
Hey,
Lad,
Thomas.
and today
Hey,
we're
Merlin.
talking about our 5 most wanted projects in the DCU.
Before we get things started, guys, question of the week. What is a project that you would love to see made in this universe? The sky's the limits. We're at the very beginning, but we're at the birth of this cinematic universe. It's very exciting.
And it would be even
Just
more
like the new
exciting if,
animation?
we could watch it on any streaming service in Canada. Thanks, Max.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we jump into it, guys, make sure to drop a like. It really helps us out. Absolutely demolish the like button.
Absolutely smash it.
Smash it.
Also, consider subscribing. Become one with the lads.
Become a fellow Comic Lad.
Alright, so getting into this list, we have 3 movies and 2 TV show projects. I think especially after something like The Penguin and with the, weekly episodic release of
Oh yeah, please leave in the comments if you watched that shit. I did not watch The Penguin. I ain't gonna lie.
Commandos. Television, it has a lot of potential here to expand the universe.
Absolutely.
All that being said, our first project is a movie.
And it was actually, funnily enough, going to be a movie until they canned it
Oh, yeah?
years ago. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're talking about The New Gods.
Yeah, I think The New Gods would be a perfect place to start with kind of sowing the seeds of Darkseid in the DCU.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and ending the cosmos of the DC universe beyond Earth and all the Earth-based heroes.
I would love this story to take place from the POV of the 2 brothers, being Mr. Miracle and Orion.
100 billion%.
You know what I mean? I think it would be a perfect contrast to see them both growing up.
On Apocalypse and
New
Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love like an eventual team up between them. You know what I mean? Kind of like a nature versus nurture scenario.
Yeah.
Where as they, grow up, obviously with Mr. Miracle, he's always trying to escape Apocalypse. You know what I mean? And maybe Orion can like meet him or something, and they can, I don't know, team up and kind of take down the bad guys or something like like that.
100%. But we would also need Big Barda. We're
sure.
not doing this movie without Big Barda.
For sure. I mean, and maybe it could be like a, we start off the movie and they're kids, and then we see them at.
I remember that bitch. The evil grandma. Man, that bitch. Ooh, that evil grandma, man. Fuck that bitch. Boy, fighting that shit on DC Universe was hell. Bro, I used to play this shit on the hardest freaking difficulty. And we had to play this shit with 7 of the niggas. I swear that was the fucking hardest shit ever. The healer over here in the corner doing DPS moves. The goddamn tank, he healing in the corner somewhere. It's like, bro, it's just all over the place. It's just all over the place, man. But yeah, fuck that bitch grandma.
Eventually take the mantle of Orion and Mr. Miracle. I need a Mr. Miracle in the DC.
I do, and you know what? Who would be a sick villain for this? Because obviously we don't want to just like blow our load too early with Darkseid. Granny Goodness.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I feel like if you see Darkseid in it, it would be almost like how
Guardians showed Thanos.
Exactly. Like maybe you see just like him with his back turned towards the camera.
Yeah, with his arms behind his back.
Yeah, or something like that. It would just be so sick.
Yeah, I already got a casting idea. Tom Holland, Mr. Miracle, Dwayne Johnson, Orion.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, like, blow my shit. Like, straight gawking my shit. This shit happened. I hate that fucking shit to happen, bro.
They could be brothers.
Zendaya, Big Barda.
100%.
I think that's perfect.
Oh my god. Dave
Please.
Bautista, Darkseid.
No. Wait.
But yeah,
that's
New Gods.
Batman.
Also would be a great opportunity to expand the cosmic side of the DCU.
Absolutely. And like we saw in the New 52, the New Gods aren't just like on their own all the time. They also interact with other aspects of the DC cosmos, bro. We could see some Green Lanterns in there. I don't care.
Oh, I would love to see Forager too.
Oh yeah.
He needs to have a little cameo in there.
Next up on our list, guys, would like this to be like a 6-episode mini-series, super film noir, talking about Gotham City Year 1.
Yeah, a bit more of an obscure project, but I think with James Gunn talking about, how his DCU isn't going to be afraid to tell more like
Off the beaten path stories.
Yeah, things that maybe don't directly tie into the main narrative and phase or arc or chapter or whatever they're calling it. And Gotham
If Clayface is in the next Batman, I'm not watching. That's the most boring villain I ever met.
City Year 1 would obviously be based off the novel by Tom King.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah. Honestly, like it might be a top 10 comic book of all time for me, by Tom King and Phil Hester. Incredible story. The main character of the story is Slam Bradley, who, if you don't know, he was the kind of like the first like DC Comics character, like arguably, like he is the detective in Detective Comics before they introduced Batman. He's like the first detective in Gotham, and the story basically shows
how Gotham came to be.
How Gotham fell from grace. How Gotham used to be like an even more clean and
Look, I got a fart. Oh my god!
From grace. How Gotham used to be like an even more clean and pristine and prosperous city, seemingly on the surface, more than something like Metropolis.
Yeah, everyone wanted to live in Gotham City.
Exactly. But this story is about how it fell from grace.
And I love, like, in the story, how they use the Waynes, you know what I mean, and the Arkhams, and it's just, you get to see kind of like the family history of Bruce Wayne way before he was even conceived, or, even Thomas and Martha were even in the mix.
Literally, it's about how it's about how Bruce's grandparents, Richard and Constance Wayne, hire Detective Slam Bradley to find their missing daughter, Helen Wayne, the Princess of Gotham. And it's this winding, twisty-turny, dark gothic film noir mystery. It just like oozes sauce.
Yeah.
Like this book, just read it.
Yeah, I think it would be great as a kind of more rated R project too. You know what I mean? It gets pretty violent at times in the book.
It gets really dark, really fucked up, really mature, interesting, and prevalent themes in today's society too.
I love in today's society, like, blood and punch and violence is mature. Like, what's so mature about punching blood and
race
Yeah.
in Gotham City, which you don't see a lot.
And also kind of shows like the corruption of Gotham. You know, I mean, I think obviously in the DCU we're gonna see Batman in the present, and hopefully if they do it right, Gotham's gonna be like a shit house of a place. And I think this would be a really interesting story to kind of showcase maybe at the beginning of the series. Gotham is really clean, like we were saying earlier, and it's so like prestigious, and you see like kids running in the street playing together.
Yep.
And by the end of the story, you know, we would see the absolute fall of it.
And it's the Gotham that we know and love by the end of the
Exactly.
show. And, you know, to keep it tied into the main DCU, the comic book is narrated by a 95-year-old Slam Bradley telling this story of the past to a Batman. So you can get a little fucking Batman cameo in there, you know, if you want.
And this is the type of story too that I see, like obviously it'd be a 6-episode miniseries, but if it's received well, I mean, you could tell so many stories in the past. You know, we could even visit places like Metropolis, we could go to, you know, Star City, Keystone, all these different places,
100%.
and really world build the DCU a little bit.
Well, and we already have the Paradise Lost show announced, which is telling us like the backstory of Themyscira and the Amazons. So we
shit.
already know that James
That
Gunn
actually
isn't
might be
really
pretty
shying
good.
away from stories like this.
Shit might be
Absolutely.
pretty
Next
good.
on our list, our second movie that we have, Green Arrow.
Where the fuck is this guy's movie?
I don't know. I mean, the CW just wrapped up with Superman and Lois recently.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's over? It's over? Oh no. Yo, I love that show, bro. Like, I honestly, like, I love that show, bro. Like, if I could recommend any, like, CW show, like, I love The Flash. That would really put me on to the actual CW series. But I shined away once I seen this nigga Flash and Professor fighting with lightning lightsabers. This shit killed it for me, I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking this nigga was about to hit some crazy ass vibration to the fucking heart. But instead I seen these two niggas dead ass fight in slow motion with lightsabers. I ain't gonna lie. It killed it. But I definitely, like, for anyone that's new to DC, you know, I would definitely recommend Superman and Lois. They did their thing. They really did. They really put a smile on my face through every episode. I felt the emotions in every episode. You know, at first I thought she looked like fucking fish. I really gained like some love for the show, honestly. That actually kind of made me sad. I gotta watch the last season.
You know, we've kind of put that whole phase of our lives to rest a little bit. It's been a long journey. But you know what? Arrow, when it first came out, had some good things.
It did. It had a lot of potential. They had a really good plot line, you know, with the present day story of him being, you know, the Arrow, and then the past story of him on the island, which I think I would also love to explore in a movie.
100%. At least in some flashbacks, at the very least.
Definitely.
I would love to see Black Canary in this as well.
1,000,000,000% she has to be a main character.
Yeah, she could kind of play the role of like how Black Widow was in Iron Man 2. You know, a supporting character, but is there to aid the hero, there for some really fun discussions, and you could actually build up the romance in this movie for the first time.
100%. And she can kick some ass too, because she is one of the best fighters in the DC universe.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want Slade in this movie.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I don't care.
Hell yeah.
I want him in it.
Yeah.
Even if he'll wash Ollie.
First, I was shaking my head because yeah, I would love Deathstroke to be in any movie. Do y'all hear this beat? Oh my god!
There's something really interesting said about Green Arrow. It wasn't my statement. It was from a YouTuber called Troy Boy.
Yes.
That I think he said something really interesting in a video where Green Arrow is the perfect like everyman for the DC universe and is kind of like a great POV character.
He is, because he has no powers, and he doesn't even have no powers in the same way that someone like Batman does, because Batman is like this unattainable thing. Like, he is just a normal dude that shoots arrows and wants to help the little guy.
Yeah, agreed. And I think having a more grounded...
I would watch that shit. I ain't watched the CW version of Green Arrow, I'm gonna be honest. But another Green Lantern movie would definitely hit.
character like this.
The other heroes need him to keep them honest.
Yeah, and I think it's also a very refreshing idea for the DCU, you know what I mean? Even with Creature Commandos, it's very, like, much in the realm of, like, fantastical, but having a boots on the ground, you know, Ollie.
Urban archer character.
Yeah, and it would be such a crazy ending, too, if at the very end of it, like, a Justice League member arrives at his doorstep to recruit him.
I would shit my pants.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
In terms of, like, an MCU comparison, he would be, like, a good, like, Ant-Man kind of movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. But like,
Way cooler. And more, like, action-oriented, and less Paul Rudd.
our next pick on this list is another TV show. We're talking about Dead Man.
Yeah, we gotta have some supernatural side of the DCU explored.
Yes, some like really dark kind of paranormal side of the DCU specifically.
In terms of Dead Man, like, it would be a great...
What's going on here? Whoa. What the fuck?
Paranormal side of the DCU specifically.
In terms of Dead Man, like...
Man, get this shit out.
be a great avenue to showcase him as a character for sure, but I think the story capability with bringing in other supernatural...
This is an amazing movie. Justice League Dark. Up there. It's up there. It's up there. I think it's dark. I believe this is dark. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this movie is amazing.
characters is like unlimited.
Oh yeah,
Like
like
have Zatanna.
it would be a backdoor Justice League Dark show.
Yeah, for sure.
But like still centered on Deadman. Like I would think for at least a first season, if he would get multiple, I don't know, I would want it to be about him tracking down his killer
Yeah.
as a ghost.
Yeah, and he could encounter characters like Dr. Fate or Constantine along the way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would just be, I need some like dark, creepy shit. Like, you know, Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness kind of promised this style of production where it's very dark and like cosmic-y and
Yeah.
supernatural.
And it did not deliver.
Uh-huh.
No, not at all. But this one, I feel like kind of combining more serious dark elements, like from the Gotham City show we pitched, with a mystery involved in there and some film noir style elements. I think it would just fit so well with this story.
I totally agree. And listen, dude, we already got Swamp Thing greenlit. Put him in the show.
Yeah.
Throw him in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as a TV show, I think it would be a really, really fun. Like each episode, you can encounter a new DCU character that you can interact with. And our final pick, our last movie that we'd like to see. This is like something that I think it's a requirement in the DCU.
And it's also something that we should have got 8 years ago.
Yeah, we're talking about World's Finest.
And if you don't know what World's Finest is, that's basically the team-up franchise name for when Batman and Superman team up.
Yeah, it's such an iconic duo, you know what I mean? And we've never gotten an interaction between a Batman and a Superman on screen that wasn't like Fat Fleck and Henry Cavill. Like,
Depressed Cavill fighting for no reason. Like, guys, we don't want him to fight.
you know, obviously there's bound to be some disagreements and like contention between the two characters. And I would love for them to do something kind of like what the DCAU used to do.
Yeah.
Where like maybe a villain from Metropolis goes to Gotham or a villain from Gotham goes to Metropolis.
And they team up.
Yeah, and one character is investigating the other person's city, you know what I mean? And they kind of cross paths and have to team up on it. And there's a bigger conspiracy there.
And guys, I don't care. It's
I think that's definitely going to happen with the latest Superman movie. Not in that movie, but with that movie being like, do Superman like first or second year actually become the Superman, and then with the last Batman movie being within, wasn't, I believe that was year 3 Batman, right? Year 3 or 2. They definitely go, since they got both the young cast, I believe that's definitely going to be something that they're going to promote. They're going to actually, I know that for sure. Probably year 2028. I hope I'm still alive.
Again.
And like nobody agrees with us. It's so crazy that like they want two Batmans. It's crazy to me that people think that Robert Pattinson's Batman can't coexist in a DC universe. There's nothing about it that says it can't.
Yeah, people kind of make the argument that Robert Pattinson is too realistic. But it's also like, I feel like people just say that because in the movie, it's a very detective-y story.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't really seen the full extent of his capabilities yet.
Yeah, and he has like fucking magic contact lenses lenses that can record hours of footage. He has like proto-venom basically that he's shooting up into himself. Like, you can bleed the fantastical into the Reeves Gotham.
The one thing that I will say is that I would want, if Robert Pattinson and this dream idea of ours actually happened, I would want him to have more of his Bruce Wayne side fleshed out.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I don't want to see him arrive in Metropolis with like shades on, looking like he's just gone on a 3-day bender. Would you want him to like swoop in and smash Lois Lane too? Like in the DC?
No, I wouldn't. It's so gross, bro. I hate when they do that.
But yeah, and also I will say this DCU needs to establish strong connections between the characters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the MCU in its heyday, because it's fallen from grace since then.
Yes.
It thrived on having character relationships like Tony and Cap and freaking Black Widow and Clint Barton. You know what I mean? We need to see friendship. That's what keeps these universes alive and so strong, is the characters and how they interact with each other.
I fully agree with you, dude.
And honestly, like in terms of timeline placement, I'd want this before a Justice League movie. I think it should lead into a Justice League movie.
For me, the perfect post-cred or like an ending scene for a World's Finest movie is Superman and Batman are friends now. Oh, they just met Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but that's just our list, guys.
Please don't do that ending. I think that's the end of the video right there, though. But please, if they do that, do not make it like every single, like, that's so predictable. I'd rather have fucking okay, ooh, cooking up. I'm cooking up. So for that ending, right, we have Ares, right, almost from the, scratch the first Wonder Woman movie. Have Ares coming up here, you know what I'm saying? And y'all see on the news that there's fire coming from under the ground, and it's attacking Metropolis. And on it, like, have it like on the news, and all you see is a woman moving really, really fast, saving people. And Batman and Superman sitting inside of a bar and they watching on the news. I think that right there. Hey. Not that they call me Director Kobe, but I'm just saying. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this and what y'all think should be in the next DCU movies, I have anything in mind. What endings do y'all agree with what they said? I agree with a lot of what they said, other than the Arrow movie. I'm sorry, the Arrow movie would be pointless to me. I don't know. Just me, though. CW is cool. But, yep. It's your boy, I say Kobe, man. And I'm out. Peace.